guys. So Revelation chapter 13, let's get started with verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. Okay, so this isn't literal, like the woman and the dragon and the baby. This is not a literal thing. An actual beast is not going to come up out of the ocean. This is symbolic, okay? What John is seeing here is the rise of the Antichrist. This is also not in order, okay? It's not after the 7 trumpets have been blown. This is actually before the tribulation. More than likely, it's before the rapture that he is going to come into power, okay? The Antichrist is portrayed as a beast, as Satan is portrayed as a dragon. There were 7 heads. We said those were the 7 mountains in Israel. 10 horns. Horns always represent power, okay? 10 horns, 10 crowns. These are the 10 kingdoms. The whole world is going to be under one government, but there will be 10 kingdoms under the Antichrist. All right, verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and his authority. Okay, so the dragon, remember the one chasing the woman, which was Israel, and the child, which was Jesus. The dragon is Satan, okay? He gives the Antichrist the power. God is still in control. Yes, he is allowing this to happen because it must happen for his will to be fulfilled. All right, verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. The Antichrist will suffer a deadly wound, and he's going to be miraculously healed from that. I think this is what helps him rise to power initially, is that wound, okay? Because it says that the world's going to marvel after that. Let's read verse 4. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto this beast, and who is able to make war with him? Okay, because of this wound, this man had a deadly wound to his head, okay? The Bible isn't clear. It doesn't say that he was shot or, he was stabbed or something happens to this man's head. Something that should have killed him. And actually, it might have killed him. And then he was brought back to life. It's not exactly clear. It does say that he was miraculously healed from this deadly wound. Okay, but because he was healed, people are now worshiping him. He's invincible to them. And because they worship him, they're also worshiping him, or the one who gave him his power. Now, they may not know it, but they're also worshiping the devil at this moment, okay? Remember, that's what the devil has wanted since the beginning of time, to be worshipped. That's what he's getting now. And the verse says that people say, who was able to make war with him? That's where the peace treaty comes in. This is the beginning. This is the beginning where he signs this peace treaty. People think this man he's invincible. He just got wounded to death, almost to death, miraculously healed. He's invincible. They're worshiping him. And now they say, who can even make war with this guy? He signed the peace treaty. Let's read verse 5. And there was given unto him a mouth, speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. 42 months is 3.5 years. This is the first 3.5 years. He is given power. He has eloquent speech, okay? He is given his power for the first 3.5 years to be able to speak, to deceive the nations, the first 3.5 years. Now let's see what happens after that. Verse 6. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, and to them that dwell in heaven. Okay, this is that mark, that 3.5 year mark where he goes in the temple and he says, I am God. That's what it means when it says he blasphemes God, because we know that he isn't. but he's declared that he is right at that 3.5-year mark. Let's read verse 7. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. Do y'all remember what else happens at the 3.5-year mark? This says war with the saints. It's the 2 prophets or the witnesses. It says he overcomes them, okay? He kills them. We know that. People had been trying to kill them for 3.5 years. He is the one given the power to overcome them or to kill them, okay? He's got power over all the nations, all the world. Let's read verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. All that dwell on the earth will worship him. The Bible says the word all, that means all. Everyone on the earth will worship him. Then, after the comma, if you're following along, after the comma, it tells you who is on the earth. The ones whose name is not written in the book of life. So again, this is just reiterating the church is not gonna be on the earth at this time, okay? Verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. Y'all, that just means that you better listen. Pay attention to what is being said. Verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Okay, this is telling believers because we're the ones who are reading this. We are the ones who are reading the story of what is going to happen. We are the ones reading the Bible. It is telling believers to have patience. Justice is going to happen. Even when the Antichrist is ruling and it looks bad, God is still in control, okay? All of these things have to happen. They have to fall into place for his will to be fulfilled. Verse 11, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. This is the third part of Satan's copycat trinity. Y'all know Satan does everything God does in another way. He tries to copy everything that he does. Everything God has, Satan has a copycat for. So this is his copycat trinity. We have Satan, we have the Antichrist, and now we have the false prophet. He looks and sounds Christ-like. It says like a lamb, but his prophecies are from the devil. That's where he's getting his power, from Satan. Verse 12. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Okay, so he has the powers of Satan, just like the Antichrist does. And he causes the world to worship the Antichrist, who was miraculously healed. So after the Antichrist is harmed in a deadly way, we don't know what that is, to his head, and he is miraculously healed. He is not the one standing on the TV screens or your phone screens or whatever saying, you should worship me now. That doesn't happen until the 3.5-year mark. What happens at the beginning is a man is going to step up and he is going to say, hey, look, you see that guy? That guy that just was miraculously healed? He's the one that we need to be worshiping. He is like the mouthpiece for the Antichrist. Okay, he is the one that is pointing the whole world back to the Antichrist. All right, 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. So he's doing great wonders. Where is his power coming from? Satan, okay? He can make fire come down from the sky, like the witnesses did, okay? He looks powerful. People saw the witnesses, what they did, saw them rise from the ground, right? Because they were dead 3.5 days, laying in the street, saw them be resurrected, brought back into heaven, heard the voice of God, saw the earthquake, they know, there's no doubt in their mind, the people that saw this, that they were from God. So now they are also seeing this man do the same things that the witnesses did. So they're deceived completely. They think this man must also be from God, but he isn't. All right, verse 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by the sword, and did live. Okay. So he's going to deceive the whole earth with these wonders. That's why they believe him, because he can do these things. He can do these signs and wonders, okay? And then he convinces the people on the earth, convinces the world, that they need to make an idol. It's probably going to be a statue of the Antichrist, because he was healed, because this great thing happened to him. He must be God. So let's make an image of him. Let's make an idol or a statue of him. 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Okay. So he has the power to make this idol, this statue, speak or talk. And anyone who won't worship it will be killed. This is where the martyrs come from. I know that a lot of things I've seen and I've heard, the martyrs come from the mark of the beast. If you don't take the mark of the beast, then you are beheaded or killed for not taking the mark of the beast. The Bible says if you don't worship the idol, that's when you'll be killed. And as we said in the last chapter, there are going to be people on the earth that come to the realization that God is real, that Jesus is real, that the Christians were right the whole time, the rapture happened, and now they're on the earth, stuck until the end of the tribulation. So people are going to start to follow Jesus during this time. So people are not going to worship this idol. Those are the ones that are going to be killed. So 16 and 17, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So this is the mark of the beast, okay? And if you read the words for what they say, it says he causes. So first of all, who is the he? It's not the Antichrist. It's not Satan directly. It's the false prophet, okay? He causes all, small and great, to receive the mark of the beast. Again, it says all, small and great, meaning babies and old people, okay? All of them. From, 1 hour old up until 100 and something years old, all to receive the mark of the beast. But how does he cause them to do that? Is it because you'll be killed if you don't? That's not what my Bible says. The Bible says if you don't, then you can't buy anything or sell anything. That sounds like currency. It's some type of currency. I can't go buy groceries without money. So if I can't buy anything or sell anything without this, it's some type of currency. Possibly, more than likely implanted, yes. But I do want to point out that it says it will be in their forehead or their right hand. In the earlier chapters, we talked about how the servants of God are sealed. Where? In their foreheads. We are sealed in our foreheads. Right now, currently, if you have been saved and born again, you are sealed with the seal of God on your forehead. But there's not actually anything visible there. So this does not mean people are going to be walking around with giant numbers or mark of the beast written across their forehead or on their hand. This is not something that we're going to be able to see, okay? Let's read the last verse here, verse 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So this is where we get the number 666. Yeah, 666, okay? Again, they're not going to be walking around with 666 written across their forehead. I don't have the number of Jesus written across my forehead, but I am sealed on my forehead. This says, here's wisdom. Let him who understands. There is a way to decipher what this means. We know it's the number of a man, 666, but it says it takes understanding and wisdom. I'm not going to say I don't have understanding or wisdom, but I can't tell you what exactly the number 666 means. I don't think anyone on this earth has been able to decipher that yet. I do think God will reveal that in time to certain people, the ones who have the wisdom of God, who will understand exactly what it means. But right now we don't know. We just know that is the number of the beast, 666. And it's the number of a man. It is not a date. It's nothing that we can narrow down to tell us when this is happening. But have a good day, guys.